All right, let's have a real talk. If you've been in this game for any real amount of time, you've learned a hard lesson. Whatever becomes the go-to item is the very first thing to evaporate from the shelves. Let's take the classic 9mm Luger. It was the undisputed king for cops and everyday concealed carriers long before the world went sideways with supply chain nightmares. But good lord, over the last 5 years, trying to find those little brass miracles on a store shelf has been like hunting for unicorns. They vanish faster than a politician's integrity after an election. You couple that with the insane inflation we're all wrestling with, and the round that was once the working man's saving grace for range time now costs a pretty penny. So, tonight, we're going to dive into a strategic shift I've been watching closely, one I'm betting is going to get a whole lot bigger through 2025. We're talking about moving away from the 9mm and toward a newer, smarter option. This contender gives you more rounds in the magazine, a softer recoil impulse that nearly anyone can handle, and it's backed by enough factory ammo and reloading support to help you ride out the next panic buy without sweating. Now, let's be crystal clear. The 9mm is still a perfectly capable round. No one's arguing that. But its greatest strength, its popularity, has become its biggest weakness. When the panic of 2020 hit, those ammo cans were picked clean overnight. A case that used to run you $200 was suddenly commanding $600 or more online. On top of that, its status as a NATO round makes it a juicy political target for anti-gun legislators who don't know a .327 Federal Magnum from a can of paint. This whole mess has forced those of us in the preparedness community to ask some tough questions. Is there another round that can hit like a 9mm but gives us an edge in other areas? We're talking less weight to carry, more rounds on tap, a recoil that's easier to manage, and a smaller hit to the wallet. Well, the engineers at Federal Cartridge Company weren't sleeping. Back in early 2022, they dropped the 30 Super Carry. They didn't just cram a bigger bullet in a case, they got surgical. They engineered a slimmer, 0.312-inch diameter projectile and pushed it with a blistering 50,000 pounds per square inch of chamber pressure. The result? A 100-grain bullet screaming out of a 3.5-inch barrel at about 1,250 feet per second, delivering muzzle energy right on par with the 9mm. Ballistic gel tests backed it up, showing a full 12 inches of penetration in bare gel and over 15 inches through heavy clothing, with the bullet opening up to nearly half an inch. Friends, that is get the job done terminal performance. As for the recoil, it's a quick, sharp pop, not a heavy shove, making it incredibly fast to get back on target. Because the 30 Super Carry is skinnier, you can pack more of them into a magazine. Take the Smith & Wesson Shield E-Easy chambered in 30 Super Carry. It holds 10+1 rounds. That exact same pistol in 9mm, you're stuck with 8+1. Step up to the Shield Plus Optics Ready model, and you're looking at 13+1 with a standard mag, or a staggering 16+1 with the extended version, and the gun still only weighs 19.3 ounces. You're getting the concealability of a .380 ACP with the punch of a full power duty round. The guns themselves are where the magic really happens. That Smith & Wesson Shield EZ, with its slide that's slick as glass, is a fantastic choice for folks with arthritis or less hand strength. Its manufacturer's suggested retail price is $519, and you can often find it for less. For those wanting all the modern bells and whistles, the Shield Plus Optics Ready, usually around $549, is ready for a red dot and has a fantastic flat-face trigger. Avidity Arms even makes their PD-10, a slick 1911-style pistol designed by Rob Pincus that holds 12 rounds, with a manufacturer's suggested retail price of $625. And get ready for this one. High Point. Yeah, that High Point has chambered their rock-solid 995 series carbine in 30 Super Carry, calling it the 3095 model. You can find these for about $300 to $350. It gives you a 16.5-inch threaded barrel, and we're seeing consistent 2-inch groupings at 50 yards. That longer barrel makes the 30 Super Carry sing, adding another 150 feet per second to Federal's 100-grain HSD load. Now, for us folks who actually train ammo cost is king. Federal's Champion training load, a 90-grain full metal jacket, runs about $33.99 for a box of 50. That's about 67 cents a round, right in line with what you're paying for brass-cased 9mm right now. And for my fellow handloaders, get ready to smile. Hodgdon has over 50 published recipes for it, and the projectiles are the same .31 2-inch diameter as the .32 H&R Magnum, the .327 Federal Magnum, and the .32 ACP. The molds and projectiles are already out there, folks. For long-term storage, an ammo can that holds 500 rounds of 9mm will easily swallow 600 rounds of 30 Super Carry. The savings in weight and space add up fast. So for the die-hard 9mm fan, what's the verdict? You keep what you've got. Redundancy is smart. I'm not telling you to ditch your 9mm. I'm telling you to add a smarter tool to the toolbox. One that lightens your load, gives you more capacity, and gives you a fighting chance when the supply of your main caliber dries up. We live by the motto, 2 is 1 and 1 is none. Relying on a single caliber in these times is a gamble. Here's my challenge to you. The next time you're at the gun range, if they have a Shield Plus in 30 Super Carry for rent, try it. Run your drills. Get a feel for it. Then do the same thing with your favorite 9mm. When the smoke clears, ask yourself if sticking with the old standard is worth giving up all those advantages. I'm damn curious to hear what you think.